You learn more from your negatives than your positives. You learn more from your losses when you're losing. In football, in sports, we always evaluated every little meticulous thing when we were losing versus when we were winning, everything's going fine. You don't even think about it. The difference between the successful companies, the successful leaders, the successful safety programs that I've been a part of is that they use their losses. They use the negative events that happen in their life, in the facility, and they make sure controls are in place. They make sure appropriate controls are in place to make sure those events never happen again. That's a process that I go through on an annual basis and something I focus my entire facility around. Corrective action sustainability. You can do this both in your personal life and you can do this in the facility. But what I do, I reflect on 2019 and 2020. And I take all of the serious potential near misses, all of the fires, all of the injuries that we had, and I get a team of people and we reopen up these incidents to see, looking at the corrective actions, to see, okay, what controls did we put in place and are they still working? Are they still doing what they're supposed to do? Are they appropriately controlling the risk? Because how many times have you put in a control? You know, after an injury, somebody got hurt and you put in a control. You rolled out SOP, a standard operating procedure. Or you put a guard in place. Or you put a barrier in place. And you go back 6 months to 3 months later and nobody's following that standard operating procedure. That barrier's missing. The guard's removed. For these serious injuries, we learn from them. These are negative events that we can learn from. As a leader, it's your responsibility to make sure those controls are in place and are working properly. Don't just check the box. Take the time and energy to go back and verify from the things we know we've lost from. In life, I do this on an annual basis also. Ever since 2013, and now I reflect on my previous years. But for me, last year I got into almost near car accident. While right up on somebody, I was changing my radio, trying to put the right song, and I had to press on my brakes right at the last second. Near miss, but something I reflected on is my phone usage while I'm driving. You know, I try not to text. I don't text. I don't talk on the phone. But still, I catch myself doing things with it. So what habit that I put in place for this year is putting my phone in the trunk while I drive. But just comes from reflection. You have to reflect on your negatives, the incidents, the injuries from previous years, and ensure the controls are in place. That's the key. If you have the proper controls in place, you prevent these accidents from ever occurring. And it starts with the habits. So that's my challenge for you. Go back and reflect on your near misses in both life and in the facility, the serious potential near misses where somebody almost got hit by a forklift, or you had to stomp on your brakes real fast before you hit another car. Reflect on those incidents. You were just lucky in these circumstances. And go back and make sure that you have solid controls in place for each one of these negatives. Thank me later and share it with somebody who needs it.